it was just a prank until someone ended up in jail. In the quiet village of Umuokoro, tucked between red earth roads and swaying palm trees, 5 friends were known for shaking things up. Chike, Ibuka, Obinna, Somto, and the newcomer, Kamsi, had turned their love for mischief into something more: viral videos. What began as small skits for their WhatsApp groups had grown into a YouTube channel that spread like Harmattan fire across Nigeria. They called themselves Umu Laughs, and their motto was simple: if it doesn't shock them, it's not funny. They had done it all, pranking elders with talking goats, faking ghost sightings in the village square, even pretending to be madmen at the borehole. Their fame had gone beyond Umuokoro. People in Owerri, Abia, and even as far as Lagos were watching. But with more views came more pressure. They needed something bigger. Something that would make their channel explode. One hot Thursday evening, as they sat under the mango tree near Chief Okeke's compound, drinking malt and eating ground nuts, Somto had an idea. "Let's fake a kidnapping," he said, half laughing. Obinna chuckled. "Kidnapping? You won't make vigilante beat us finish." But Kamsi, always the bold one, sat up straight. "Think about it. We do it near the village market, during closing hours. I go be the victim. You people grab me, tape my mouth, shout something wild like, 'Where's the money?' Then we release the video with a twist. Caption: Not all kidnappings are real." Ibuka looked worried. "But what if someone reports it? You know how scared people are now? With all these real kidnappings going on." "That's what makes it believable," Chike said, eyes glinting. "That's what makes it viral." They planned it down to the last detail. The scene would happen just behind Afo Umuokoro, near Mama Ijoma's old kiosk. Obinna and Somto would grab Kamsi. Ibuka would handle the camera, hidden in a packed kiki. Chike, the group leader and editor, would direct the whole thing from the side with a burner phone ready in case anything went wrong. On the day of the prank, the market was buzzing. Traders were packing up, chickens were squawking, and the sun was just beginning to slip behind the hills. The perfect time. Obinna and Somto jumped from behind the bush, shouting and struggling with Kamsi. They shoved him into the back of a waiting tricycle, shouting, "If you don't bring the 500,000 Nigerian nairas today, we finish 'em." People screamed. One woman dropped her okpa and fainted. Another ran toward the local vigilante office. The boys drove off with Kamsi, thinking it was over. It was just beginning. Minutes later, the entire Umuokoro vigilante squad was on the road. Armed with cutlasses, Dane guns, and wild fury, they searched for the kidnappers. Someone had recorded the incident and sent it to the town's WhatsApp group. The video had already spread to neighboring villages by nightfall. That night, while the boys gathered to celebrate the success of the prank and upload the footage, a knock shook the door of Chike's uncle's house. It was the police, led by 2 angry vigilantes. They had tracked the number plate of the kiki. Within minutes, Obinna, Somto, and Chike were handcuffed and thrown into the back of a pickup truck. Kamsi tried to explain. "It's a joke. We have everything on video. Look." But the officers were having none of it. "You dey craze. You think say we go laugh while you dey traumatize the whole village," one of the officers shouted. By morning, they were in custody in Owerri, facing accusations of public disturbance, creating false panic, and impersonating criminals. Worst of all, one of the women who had witnessed the event, the same who fainted, was in the hospital. Her son swore to press charges. The village was furious. Chief Okeke called an emergency council meeting. Elders cursed the boys for bringing shame to Umuokoro. Parents wept at the police station. Kamsi's mother said, "I told him this social media thing will bring wahala." The video, of course, went viral. Not for laughs. Not for praise. For outrage. "Imagine faking a kidnapping in this economy," one person commented. "This is why we can't take Gen Z seriously," said another. The boys' subscriber count dropped overnight. They were dragged on Twitter and Instagram. YouTube demonetized their channel. Sponsors pulled out. But worst of all, Obinna, who had just turned 18, was denied bail. The authorities wanted to make an example. A message: these new age pranks had consequences. The trial lasted months. Lawyers came and went. Journalists flooded the village. Chike tried to clear Obinna's name. "It was my idea," he said. "If anyone should be punished, it's me." But the law didn't care about guilt or friendship. It cared about damage. About intention. About panic in a world already afraid. In the end, Obinna was sentenced to 6 months in jail, with an additional year of community service after. When he returned, he wasn't the same. Quiet. Withdrawn. Bitter. The group never recovered. The laughter they once shared under the mango tree was gone. Ibuka left the village for good. Somto abandoned comedy entirely. Kamsi moved back to Port Harcourt. And Chike. He kept the cameras, but never posted another prank again. He now makes short films, stories about real pain, about choices, about the thin line between fame and foolishness. Sometimes, he sits at that same mango tree, staring into the dusty sunset, wondering if it was all worth it. They wanted to make people laugh. Instead, they made history for all the wrong reasons. And that's how one prank, in a small village in eastern Nigeria, ended with a boy in jail and a future shattered.